is a beautiful town that's laid back. Tough decision, but I ended up walking away from football and I fully committed to basketball. The first time I actually played basketball on a team was in 10th grade. I actually tell people that the mentor, like basketball is my biggest mentor.
Bro, welcome to my channel. Thank you very much for giving me this opportunity to chat with you. And I want the people out there find out about you in Puerto Vallarta. Why do you move to Puerto Vallarta? How do we met at 3 p.m. basketball?
Yeah.
And I want them to feel the energy that you have living in Puerto Vallarta. So welcome. Thank you very much.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
So first thing, I'm gonna start that I was playing basketball because I love basketball. I go 3 p.m. Mondays, Wednesdays, Fridays, right? And that's how I met Aaron at the basketball court. So Aaron, first, I want you to tell me where you're from and why do you choose to come over to Puerto Vallarta?
Yeah, so originally from Long Island, New York. I lived in a few different states, grew up in North Carolina a lot, and went to college in Maine. Why I came here specifically, I've been to a few different parts of Mexico. I lived in, like we talked about before, I lived in Playa del Carmen for a little bit, Tulum, and I wanted something different because over there you have, for me, the culture is a little bit watered down compared to other parts of Mexico that the people that I've met. Working in the States, I met a lot of people from like Oaxaca, Guerrero, Mexico City.
There you go, from Guerrero.
Yeah. So I fell in love with like Mexican food because of the sauces.
Awesome.
But the sauces in Playa del Carmen aren't really the same as over here.
Not at all.
So again, just going over there, experiencing the culture over there, I wanted to see what, I guess you can say, traditional, like real deep Mexican culture. No disrespect or kind of like shade to the culture in Playa del Carmen, but it's a heavy Argentinian community, for example.
Okay.
So when you come over here to places like Guadalajara or PV, for me, it's a more traditional kind of like Mexican culture. And I wanted to be around the locals. I didn't come to Mexico to be around, Argentinians.
Yeah, I totally
if that
understand.
Makes sense.
So basically, like in other interviews and in other chat with other people from US and Canada also, what they love about Mexico is the culture. And then the people, the food. So basically it's about the same with you, right?
Absolutely,
and, we were talking before about the experience that we have in the basketball court with the guys over there, and we get mad. We sometimes say a few bad words, but at the very end we're very tight. We're very family, right? And at the end sometimes we pop a couple of beers and have fun. But what I mean is like it's a community. It's it's invited. Not only at the hours that we play there, but we invite everybody. I don't know how do you feel there, but even that we're playing and somebody's just walking by, we invite everybody, hey, come over, play with us. It's family here. Mexico has always been very family oriented, and we're very friendly. I mean, it doesn't matter if you are from Puerto Rico, from Nueva York, if you're black, white, fat, gordo, flaco, tall, everybody's welcome, bro.
Absolutely.
Like my nickname is Negro, so nobody get offended because of that, right?
Yeah,
so
definitely.
Definitely. Those are things that people have to understand, and another countries like the US and Canada, or any other country that want to come over to Mexico, that they will experience the family in Puerto Vallarta. And like you say before, you like Puerto Vallarta because basically we have it all: the mountains, the ocean, the food, the people, and another thing that you love, basketball, right? So tell me, how do you fell in love with basketball?
When I grew up playing football, American football. And I played until I was maybe in 10th grade. And when I moved back to New York to finish high school, my football coach told me that I'm not good enough to play basketball or football in college. And I felt like, for me, if you feel like that, then my perspective is that you're not going to put me in a position to get to college. So I kind of felt that energy, and it was a tough decision, but I ended up walking away from football, and I fully committed to basketball. The first time I actually played basketball on a team was in 10th grade.
Wow.
And I mean, I've always loved basketball, but I fell in love with the process of getting better. So initially, like, I had the aggression because of football. You know, you got to have that physicality, that aggression when you're on the field. So I had to learn how to control that, because I don't know if you ever played with like a football player that's not a basketball player.
Yeah.
They foul you, and that was me.
Yeah. Oh.
They just foul you, and you don't feel like you're fouling somebody. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I totally understand that. I have this friend that he was working with me here in PV, and then he was invited also to come over and play. And he was guarding me like he was playing football.
Yeah.
And he elbowed me, not elbow, he used his knees on my legs, bro. He
needs you in your thigh.
Yeah.
That's the worst, man.
I was like not able to walk for about a week, bro. And then he come over the next week when I was okay, like trying to play, and he did it again, bro. So I was like, oh my God, that was so hard, bro.
Yeah.
But I understand what you say. And basketball for me has been teaching me a lot about life too, because basketball has a lot of rules, and you have to be committed to learn and become better yourself, and you got to be a teammate also. So for me, basketball, it's been also like a coach for my life.
Absolutely.
And I apply a lot of things from basketball.
Well, you know, it's funny. I actually tell people that the mentor, like, basketball is my biggest mentor, and it still is. It shows you so much about yourself. You know, like, if you're going through something and you go to the court, then the beauty of it is that kind of everything outside of the lines dissolves. And if you don't allow yourself to be present in the moment, you'll start getting annoyed at little things. But you're there to have fun, obviously.
Exactly.
I mean, it's like, even at 3 p.m., we're competitive. So like you're saying, we're going to talk, you know, we're going to go back and forth and talk junk to each other. But at the end of the day, it's all love. But who likes losing?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. So those are the things that, for me, man, I learned so much through just through getting better, persistence, you know, slowing down. Like, your basketball, and this is just my experience, the things that you struggle with in basketball are usually a reflection of the other things that you have in life. Yeah. So there's a saying that, like, how you do anything is how you do everything, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
So if you're annoyed with something real small on the court, then you probably get annoyed with things that are really, like, minute and aren't that important in life.
Yeah.
So that's where the lesson comes out of what you're going through.
Yeah.
You know, if you're missing shots on the court and you're getting frustrated, usually those are the people that, and again, this is just me speaking on the things that I do.
I agree with that.
Right? When I'm on the court and I'm getting mad because I'm missing, usually the more frustrated you get tense.
Yeah.
And you can't play tense.
Exactly.
You gotta play relaxed.
Yeah.
So it's like, if you have things that you're going through in life that, you know, missing shots, for example, usually when you come to rejection or you have, you know, hiccups in life, you're gonna get frustrated with that too. You're gonna stop, you're gonna shut down. So it's all a reflection of kind of, it's all connected, I guess you can say. So.
Yeah, my best games, and it's always when I'm really, like, happy.
Yeah.
And I try to be, like, you know, breathe and relax all the time, and I just enjoy the game. If I'm tense, I can't make it. So every time I go there and my mind, it's like in that square of happiness, I'm good, bro. Yeah. And I have a lot of fun. I like to work out there, exercise. I release all the stress maybe that I come over from work and home, and I'm so happy to do that every time, bro. So basketball for me, it's a huge part of my life, and I try to you know, bring my kids into that. My 3 boys, they also play basketball, and they are very good They're not excellent, but they're good at it too, and they love it, and we all love basketball, man. Yeah, that's good. So that's part of our life here at PV. So everybody out there that love basketball, come over to Puerto Vallarta. You're more than welcome. Not only at 3 p.m., but there's more games. That
Oh,
can
absolutely.
Come over. I mean, every day somebody's playing there. So, and it's open course, so you can go there, no problem, and it's fun. Enjoy. Come over to Puerto Vallarta. Bring you sneakers, play some.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
that's what we were talking about earlier, and that's one of the main reasons that I did come to Puerto Vallarta, because for me, that's a non-negotiable.
Yeah.
I need a basketball court, but and for these type of reasons, like you said earlier, like that's how we met.
Yeah.
And I ended up finding out about it from Andrew, so that's why from day one I showed up, and he kind of gave me the whole runaround of kind of like, and he told me this is like my family, right? So the relationship that I have with him, I only knew him for maybe a couple of months, but relationships for me, aren't based on the time that you know somebody. It's the relationship that you have with that person, and whether you click or not, how the energy kind of blends.
Yeah.
So, long story short, Andrew kind of, told me when you play, and I ended up coming over. And it's exactly like he said, it's PV it's very community based. So if you come over here, and we were talking about this earlier with just coming on vacation. Now when people do watch this and they see that, when they come over here on vacation, I can bring my shoes and get a workout. I can still go do something I love while going and enjoying a different culture.
There you go.
And then play with a different, different people and different styles, and
That's about life, you got to enjoy, you got to have fun, yeah. Let me ask you this. I know we love basketball. We can be talking basketball like the whole.
Absolutely.
So tell me, what you say that you were in Playa before, right?
Yes.
I don't know how long you were there, but you moved to Puerto Vallarta. You make the decision to come over here, and by what you told me, it's a way different thing being in Puerto Vallarta than Playa del Carmen. What's the biggest difference between Playa and Puerto Vallarta for you?
For me, Playa is extremely touristic.
Okay.
It's just nothing but expats. So you'll get there's a lot of people from the U.S. It's easy to go from like Florida or the East Coast, like from New York, for example. You get to Playa from New York in maybe like 5 hours. So it's easy to fly, and it's just a popular. Cancun in the United States is like, it's so popular for like spring break. Everybody goes down there for spring break, and then Tulum is so popular because of whatever reason. So you just have to me, it's a overwhelming amount of people from the United States.
All right.
And like I said, the Argentinian community is down there. So it's like all of the traditional kind of like Mayan culture gets pushed back.
Okay.
So for me, it's that, and then coming over here, I would say it's a bigger city. Okay. You don't have mountains over there, even though you do have the cenotes over there.
Yeah.
And the cenotes are beautiful.
Yeah, they are.
So I think it's just more traditional culture over here, and it's honestly, I would say it's a warmer culture as well as far as the people.
Okay, got it.
Right? It's very welcoming.
So now that you're saying that with those words, when you were back in the States, when you told your friends and family that you were moving to Mexico, what did they say?
Well, this is like we talked about earlier, man. It's everybody has this perception that Mexico is like the most dangerous place in the world, And I laugh and I tell people, like, you ever been to the Bronx? Like the Bronx, New York is crazy. It has just as much, if not probably more crime. But again, when it's publicized so much in the media, that it taints people's perception of actually going into like what we consider real Mexico.
There you go.
And like we talked about earlier, I'm not gonna live in fear.
Yeah.
If there's something out there that I want to experience, I'm gonna go experience it.
Yeah.
And more often than not, you realize it's not what they told you, and it's a beautiful culture. I tell people, you can only get so many differences when you go to culture to culture.
Yeah.
The foundation of people is the same. You know, we all want the same thing. We want to enjoy life.
There
we
you
want
go.
love. We want appreciation. So you get what you give. So if you come down here with a mentality or something in your mind that is going to be dangerous, you're probably going to get into a dangerous situation, you know?
Yeah.
Or you're not really going to enjoy it for what it is. I think that's even worse. You know, you come down here and you're not even being present. You're not allowing yourself to go and experience things. So, yeah.
Yeah, so I always ask people like what their family and friends think about, like, you know, I'm gonna make this move because it's a huge move, right? Moving from one country to another.
Absolutely.
And some people, they don't even, I mean, you do speak Spanish, but a lot of people, they don't, and you know, the barrier language sometimes is crazy for them, but while they hear, once they hear, they're like, wow. Mexico is not only huaraches, huts, and, you know, blankets. I mean, Mexico has a lot to offer. The cities that we have and the culture, everything, it's amazing. I understand that you love food. What is your favorite restaurant so far here? It's a free commercial for whatever you think.
It's not even close, man.
Yeah.
It's Joe Jack's Fish Shack, man. I love seafood specifically, and being right on the coast.
Yeah.
I mean, you get the seafood is so fresh, which is interesting because in Playa you get fresh seafood too, but I don't know if it's something in the water. I don't know what it is, man.
Okay, no, I don't either.
And I'm big on like Caribbean food. They use a lot of, like, they cook with a lot of red snapper, specifically like Jamaican dishes. And Joe Jack's Fish, they got I don't know what that sauce is, man, but it's
incredible.
It's not even close, yeah.
Yeah, it's incredible, yeah. Yeah, anyone that want to experience and have a red snapper at Joe Jack's, we really recommend that go there and ask for that. If you like garlic or love garlic, ask for extra garlic because it's delicious. It's delicious. Yeah. I love it there. And they have more dishes, but and the atmosphere also is great. It's a good spot to go there, Joe Jack's.
But to be, you know, I'll put this asterisk on there. There's a lot of great restaurants out here. Like I'm not sure that I've had any bad food here.
Well, PV is well known because the food, it's international, you know, well known. So we have big festivals for food and chefs.
Oh, see, I didn't even know that.
Yeah, because you're basically brand new.
Yeah.
Puerto Vallarta. He's been here for like not even 2 months, but he has experienced a lot.
Definitely.
That other people hasn't, because like I was talking to him earlier and he mentioned this guy that come over the car. What's his name, Brian?
Yup, Brian.
What did he tell you? What did he tell you?
Oh no! So we're at the soccer game yesterday, and I don't even watch soccer, to be fair. Like soccer to me is kind of like baseball. It's a game that's like really slow. But long story short, we're in a bar, and the energy is just crazy because it's the World Cup.
Yeah.
And he leans and he says, "Man, I love it here. I'm not going nowhere." You know, it's something that we was laughing about. But I told him, like, even when I came in on the bus, and I didn't finish this statement earlier.
Oh, yeah.
When I came in on the bus, I ended up, you know, you stop at the bus station, and then I hopped in an Uber, and it's just a feeling that you get when you come in. You're coming into the town. Mm-hmm. I'm not sure that I can't promise that everybody will have that experience, or that same feeling. But for me, I felt like I was home. Like, this is where I'm supposed to be. So I already knew I'm not leaving. You know, as soon as I came in, I'm like, I'm not going anywhere.
Yeah, and now that you told me that you feel this, or you were feeling like you get it now at home, I'm gonna ask you now this in Spanish, because this is important. You want to bring to the community something that you feel and love about basketball. So,
Absolutely.
¿Qué es lo que quieres hacer en Puerto Vallarta con tu conocimiento de básquetbol?
Pues es como, es la misma cosa con nosotros hablar antes. Es no sobre baloncesto, es sobre vida. So es como, es una... Si quieres aprender sobre vida, si quieres los lessons, no sé cómo se dice. Lecciones. Es más importante para los niños y para toda la gente. Pero la gente tiene pasión muy fuerte aquí de baloncesto, pero es como cuando mira a la gente jugar, los niños o la gente con, ¿cómo se dice? Like high school, middle school and high
Los
school.
niños de la primaria o secundaria. Ajá.
Sí, so, los niños encantan el juego, pero no sé si tiene una persona aquí,
Que los guíe.
un
entrenador.
Sí.
Sí los hay, pero mi pregunta, qué bueno que lo dices, la pregunta era, él quiere traer algo a la comunidad de Puerto Vallarta porque como él le apasiona el básquetbol, conoce de básquetbol, conoce de lecciones de la vida y sabe y respeta el básquetbol tanto que cree que el básquetbol es como una guía también para aprender acerca de la vida y tener una disciplina y unos objetivos y enfocados a un gol. Entonces eso es lo que tú quieres traer a la comunidad y quieres empezar a organizar y enseñar a los niños a jugar básquetbol y aprender de la vida. ¿Correcto?
Sí.
So, pronto vamos a poner por ahí los links y vamos a poner también cómo contactar a Aarón para todos aquellos que quieran traer a sus niños con Aarón para que ellos aprendan a jugar básquetbol y aprendan también acerca de la vida. So that's very, very important, and that's deep that you are just coming over to Puerto Vallarta and you probably saw that there is a need of, and I want to give this to the community.
Absolutely.
Right? So that's amazing, man. This is what is Puerto Vallarta all about. Like you bringing something value to the community, and people will appreciate that in the future. You'll see that.
Yeah, well, and I think the things that, like we talked about reading earlier. The reason I started writing is because the impact that reading had on me. So that's another reason why I want to train is because basketball had a certain impact on me. And it changed my life. So usually the things that make us a better person, those are things that we want to help other people experience so they can have that same feeling and get the same value and learn the same lessons. Or whatever lessons that are meant for them to learn. So
that's very nice from you. I really appreciate that. So also Aarón, he's a writer, so he has a book, and we will also attach the link of your book if you have it right there. You can tell us what is your book about, so people.
Well, it's so the foundation of it is really just, the name of it is Thank You for Thinking, right? And the idea is that we all too often, kind of like we were talking about, what do people say when you're going to move to, when you tell me you're moving to Mexico? Everybody just absorbs all of the information without putting it through a filter of like questioning it, right? So another way of saying it is be a student, not a follower.
There you go.
So it's really just a book about your perspective, like challenging your perspective. And it's a book of questions that it's kind of like a conversation starter, right? And one of the most important things for me is to always constantly be challenging each other in a way that, like there's a saying, iron sharpens iron, right? So if you're studying and I'm studying, we can read the same book, and when we come together,
it's going to have a different
exactly. So you can give me a perspective I didn't have, and then I can give you a perspective I didn't have. Now we may not agree on everything. We can agree to disagree.
Of course.
But the beauty of it is, as I go on, or as we go on, then I can look back and say, man, I can go through something and say, man, you know what? Neft was right. I see what he was saying with that, right? And that's really just the foundation of the book, is to spark conversation and give a different perspective.
If you like to read and want to find out about this book, I'm going to put the link in the bottom of this video so Aaron can, share with you the book that is for sale on Amazon, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Well, Aaron, I really appreciate all the time that you give us today for this talk. It's not an interview, it's just a little talk about your life in Puerto Vallarta. I understand that you are not going back to the States.
That's not the plan. No, that's not the plan. I'm here.
Yeah.
I'm here. No, I love it here. I love it here.
You here for good, and you also told me about that you were working a little bit on real estate. You create content. So, man, you do a lot of things, right? It's like myself also. I do a lot of things before, but right now I'm focused on real estate, and all this conversation basically is about how do you know, choose Puerto Vallarta, feel about Puerto Vallarta, now that you're bringing value to Puerto Vallarta, which is very, very important. You want to add anything else to this? You want to say like, okay, I want to talk about this. You want to tell people something about, I haven't asked you about Puerto Vallarta, or what was maybe the hardest thing for you to move to Mexico or Puerto Vallarta? Or maybe a funny thing that happened to you that you never expected?
Yeah, I mean, I think making the adjustment, I think, you know, and this is something we was talking about before, the life is so laid back out here. One of the most important things, and I don't really have this experience right now, or this perspective right now, because I've learned to just go with the flow, right? Puerto Vallarta is a beautiful town that's laid back. So coming from the States, a lot of the time we're looking at things through the lens of like we're rushing to the next spot to get the next opportunity. And if you're gonna come here, I think it's important to respect the culture of kind of how things go, number one, and understand that you're probably coming down here to get away from that. But there's usually like this, there's a kind of like a grace period, I guess you can say, of like mental adjustment. Your body's gonna, like your mind is gonna reject like change.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah.
But when you get down here, just appreciate it for what it is and allow it to happen for you instead of trying to force everything. So I would say that's probably one of the most important things that I've learned just living in Mexico in general. And then embrace learning Spanish.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you can get away with not knowing Spanish, but I mean, you're gonna get so much more love and it's gonna be way more welcoming.
Yeah, your life is gonna be easier.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. And the one thing that I always tell people, right, a lot when, you know, growing up in the States, a lot of people that have English as their second language and they're coming in specifically like heavy into Mexican culture, is American culture is they'll laugh when you get something wrong, when you pronounce something wrong.
Yeah.
Now, don't get me wrong, they're still gonna laugh at you out here, but they're gonna help you understand the right way to say it.
Yeah.
So embracing that, you know, it's more of a respect thing. Of you at least trying to learn the culture, right?
Yeah,
so, I mean, I don't know, I don't have any complaints, but I've also gotten to the point to where, and I think PV has probably helped me understand this at the point of the journey that I'm at. Life can be so simple, you know, and like even like Carlos, like Chino, I talked to him and he's like, I refuse to work more than 5 hours in a day. And I'm like, right now, he's probably doing something that he doesn't really love like that. And you know, from my perspective, it's like, that's why it's so important to do the things that you enjoy.
Exactly.
So when you're doing it, it doesn't feel like work essentially. But there's always gonna be parts like, you know, you love real estate. I can tell when we talk about
real
it,
estate.
like your eyes light up, right? That's beautiful, that you've found that thing that you love. But I don't think everybody is blessed to have that kind of experience to where they find that thing that, you know. So I mean, those are a few things. I mean, if you got any specific questions that you want to ask,
No, what you mentioned is like pure gold. I found something that I really love. Real estate, it's like the thing for me. I feel really joyful, right? When I bring somebody and show somebody a property and I can see their eyes and I can see the love for that property, and then I help them out. with all the process, and I make it, a little bit easy. I have people that work with me. I have lawyers. I have closing coordinators. I have a lot of people. It's not only me. It's a huge team, right? And then once they understand the process, it's so simple. And at the end, when they have the keys, and after that, they invite me to their parties in their house. They're so happy, right? So this is something that I really enjoy. It took me a long time to find out what I really wanted to do in life, right? Because I'm going to be 50 now, but I love what I do. And basketball also is like something that I really, really love. And once you find, like you say, like something that you love, and you're passionate about, I mean, your life is so easy. Life is so easy.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
I want to put it. I'm sorry that I'm.
No, you good. Go ahead.
If you have questions about moving to Puerto Vallarta, or don't know how to do it, or maybe want to contact Aaron about, hey Aaron, I'm going to call you. Do you mind if I ask you about this? Is that okay if we put your number?
That's cool with me.
I mean, maybe they don't want to talk to me, right? And they're like, oh no, I don't want to talk to Neft because he's Mexican. No, I'm just kidding. You can.
you probably come to the wrong place if you think it like that.
You can talk to her, and you can talk to me, and we help you out if you have doubts about where should I stay, or where's the best neighborhood to stay or rent. Maybe an Airbnb. Maybe I want to be in a hotel, where I can rent a car if I want to, move around. Let me know. I've been here for 25 years, and I know a lot of people around here that do basically about everything, like rental cars, tours, house, Airbnb. So
and
just want to make it easy.
And you're definitely, I mean, I've been here for a month. I make it a point to kind of like walk neighborhoods, but I mean, you can't compare the information or the experience that I can provide to you. You know this place like the back of your hand. You know what I mean? And the one thing I do that I will point out to kind of piggyback on that is when we originally were talking about real estate, one of the things that I felt the energy that first off that you love real estate, but you said something that's really important that is similar to how I view like restaurants. I told you I worked in restaurants for a while, and my approach was creating an experience.
Yes.
Exactly. And the one thing that you said to me, you said, I don't sell. You said, I show people houses, but when people come out here, they're like my family.
Exactly.
Right. So that goes back to point out the thing that you say. People get their keys and they have a housewarming party, and then they invite you. Yeah. That's a big thing. Yeah. Because they want you to feel appreciated for what you've given them. Yeah. So they want to give back, and that really coming back to like PV in general. That's like the cycle here in PV. It makes you reflect on your ego. I'll say that.
Yeah.
When I first got here, we were, like you said, we drink beers after we play basketball sometimes. And I was thirsty. And I think it might have been you that said it to me, actually. I was thirsty during the middle of a game, and you said, if you got money, you just give it to him, and he'll run to the store. Yeah. And I'm like, no, I'm not. Now, in the States, that's what you do to the young, the younger guys, and or somebody that doesn't really that's not successful. It's kind of like the little man, go run to the store. But that's ego, right? Yeah. Here it's like, well, the person's just gonna run to the store. It's not that serious. So it makes it's that perspective and that mentality kind of it humbles you. You know what I mean? And it's yeah. So that you mentioned that my clients, they become my friends, and basically they become my family too, because I like to take care of them. Absolutely. Not only because I'm selling real estate, and you will have an experience soon, because I have another couple videos with some clients that I even have to take them to the hospital, stay there the whole night until they get out of the hospital, and they say like, Neft, you're making something different than a realtor, right? Yeah. I like to take care of them. I like to be with them because, like I said, if you're moving from another country, you're here. And I'm helping you out to move. I want to make sure that you feel safe and comfortable, and that's how I am. That's me. Do you feel like you're a representation of the city in that sense? Is that something that you take into account? Probably not the city. I just want them to feel the way my family, teach how to be with my friends
and my relators, right?
Yeah. So treat people like you want to be treated kind of situation.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. And my family, we are 100% for each other. Like, we're not like, my kids, my wife, my parents, my brothers, my sister, everybody is like, okay, if you need something, I'll be there. It doesn't matter if I have to be for a week or 2 or a month in the hospital, I'll be with you. I mean, 100%. And it's the same with my clients. If they need me, and they know, most of my clients, they know, they call me like, hey, Neft, can you come over? I'm there, bro. 3 a.m. in the morning, 4 a.m. in the morning, if they have a crash or whatever, I'm there. I don't care, bro. That's me. That's how I
mean, that's probably why you're so successful in what you do. You know, because that passion that you show and the care is genuine. You know what I mean? And that's why I mentioned that earlier, that even speaking off camera, that's something that you said. You're not trying to sell me a house, right? But you're just sharing kind of. And the reason I say you're not trying to sell me a house, you don't have any ulterior motive. You don't gain anything by telling me that. You know, if you're trying to sell a house to somebody and you're like, I'm going to treat you like family, it sounds good until it's time to get up at 3 in the morning. But you're getting up at 3 in the morning and actually doing what you say you're going to do. And I think that's, that's respectable.
Yeah, that's me.
So,
man. Yeah. All right. So, Aaron, I know we can have another video soon after you go to a different restaurants.
Yeah.
Talk about food,
get a little more experience.
Food is about you thing. And I really appreciate your time, bro. And I'll see you today at 3 p.m., bro.
Yes, sir.
Thank you very much, bro.
Yes, sir. I
Love
appreciate you.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah.